Look like Emma Messerman is definitely headed to the WNBA. Could she be potentially teaming up?
Dana Bonner thought she was making power moves when she quit the Indiana Fever. Now she's watching from the sidelines while Emma Misman might join the team she abandoned. The same Fever that's now championship contenders with Caitlin Clark. Talk about perfect timing, right? Bonner's career decisions are looking more questionable by the day. This situation is absolutely wild.
Do you
think Dana Bonner regrets quitting the Fever now that they're becoming a destination for elite players like Emma Misman? Oh man, where do I even start with this mess? We've got Dana Bonner sitting at home, probably refreshing her phone every 5 minutes, hoping some team will throw her a lifeline, while Emma Misman is getting courted by half the league, including the very team Bonner decided to quit on. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a knife.
As well. Shout out to Annie Constable with First Off in Sports, because she simply put out an article that has just shook down of WNBA fans all over the country. Let's pull it up right now. So this is Annie Constable X account, man, and it's pretty much breaking down exactly what has been happening, man, with this whole Tawana Bonner situation and Emma Messerman. Now, word on the street is that Emma Messerman, has been receiving offers from several WNBA teams. I did a video a couple months ago letting you guys know how the Fever should have been trying to sign her.
Let's break down exactly what happened here, because this story has more twist than a soap opera. Dana Bonner, two-time WNBA champion, decided she was too good for the Indiana Fever and just up and quit mid-season.
not
Asked for a trade, not had a meeting with management, just straight up quit. Like she was working at a fast food restaurant and got tired of dealing with difficult customers. Now, Emma Misserman, one of the most talented players in the world, is considering a return to the WNBA. And guess which team is being mentioned as a potential destination? That's right, the same Indiana Fever that Bonner thought wasn't worth her
time.
the same team that's now building something special around Caitlin Clark and looking like a legitimate championship contender. Emma Misman isn't just any player either. This woman is a former finals MVP who can play multiple positions, shoot from anywhere on the court, and brings championship experience to whatever team she joins. She's exactly the type of veteran presence that could take the Fever to the next level. And here's the kicker. She might actually want to play with Clark and be part of something special.
Multiple sources, the interest in Messerman, who is considering a return to the WNBA, but has not definitely made up her mind. It stands across the league, man. Contenders like Minnesota, New York, and even Phoenix have the best shots. This is what they saying. Atlanta in the 2019 Finals MVP. There was an expectation around the league that Bonner could end up in Phoenix. And according to multiple sources, Tawana Bonner discussions around signing her to two-time WNBA was excluded. Bonner is a two-time WNBA champion, but as of right now, there's not a lot of teams.
Okay, the moment you've been waiting for. We had so much talent on the court, so much talent, but we do have to pick one MVP. So averaging 18 points a game in these finals, almost 5 rebounds a game, 22 points tonight, and she did it all series off the bench. Emma Misserman, your MVP.
Meanwhile, Dana Bonner can't even get a phone call from teams. According to reports, there's not a lot of interest in signing her, and it's pretty obvious why. When you quit on a team mid-season, that sends a message to the entire league about your character and professionalism. Teams don't want players who are going to bail when things get tough or when they don't get their way. The timing of all this is absolutely perfect from a karma perspective. Bonner quits the Fever, thinking she's making some kind of statement. And now the Fever are positioned to potentially sign one of the best players in the world. It's like She cleared a roster spot for someone infinitely better than her. Let's talk about what Emma Meisman would bring to Indiana. First off, she's a legitimate post presence who can score in the paint, something the Fever have been missing. She's also an excellent passer who would complement Clark's playmaking perfectly. Having two players who can create for others makes any offense exponentially more dangerous. Ms. Mann can also stretch the floor with her shooting, which would open up driving lanes for Clark and create more space for everyone else to operate. She's basically the perfect modern big who can do everything you need from that position. The fact that she might want to join this Fever team shows how much the franchise's stock has risen. The contrast between Bonner and Ms. Amon couldn't be more stark. One player quit when things got challenging while the other is considering joining a team because she sees the potential for something great. One player put herself before the team while the other has always been known as a cons mate professional who makes her teammates better. What makes this even more embarrassing for Bonner is that she quit right when the Fever were starting to figure things out.
She didn't stick
Around to see if the team could turn the corner. She just bailed at the first sign of adversity. Now she gets to watch as the team she abandoned potentially adds elite talent and makes a playoff
run.
The Fever fans are absolutely loving this situation, and you can't blame them. They had to deal with a player quitting on their team, and now they might get a massive upgrade in return. It's like trading in a broken down car and somehow getting a luxury vehicle as a replacement. Indiana's front office probably couldn't have scripted this better if they tried. They get rid of a player who didn't want to be there and potentially add someone who actually wants to contribute to what they're building. That's addition by subtraction and then some. The league-wide perception of how Bonner handled her exit from Indiana is clearly affecting her ability to find a new team. When you quit mid-season, you're essentially telling every other franchise that you might do the same thing to them if circumstances don't go your way. That's not exactly the kind of player teams are lining up to sign.
Hey,
Applause. Music. Emma Meisman's interest in potentially joining the WNBA and specifically being linked to teams like Indiana shows that elite players are starting to take notice of what's happening with the Fever. Clark's impact goes beyond just her individual play. She's making the entire organization more attractive to other top-tier talent. The fact that contenders like Minnesota, New York, and Phoenix are also reportedly interested in Ms. Amon makes this even more significant. She could choose to join an established championship contender, but the possibility that she might pick Indiana shows how much the franchise's trajectory has changed. For Bonner, this has to be the ultimate what-if scenario. What if she had stuck it out with the Fever? What if she had been part of the team that potentially lands a player like Ms. Amon? What if she had been patient and trusted the process instead of taking her ball and going home? The WNBA is a small league where reputation matters tremendously. When you quit on a team, word gets around quickly and it affects how other organizations view
you.
Bonner is learning this lesson the hard way as she sits at home, while her former team potentially adds elite talent. Meisman's potential addition would be huge for Clark's development.
2.
Having a veteran player of that caliber to learn from would be invaluable for a player in only her second professional season. The mentorship and championship experience Ms. Amon could provide would benefit the entire young core. The defensive impact Ms. Amon shouldn't be overlooked either. She's a smart defender who communicates well and can guard multiple positions. Adding that kind of defensive presence to a team that's already shown improvement on that, and could make them a real problem for opponents. What makes this situation even more delicious is that Bonner probably thought teams would be lining up to sign her after she left Indiana. She's a former champion with decent stats, so in her mind she probably figured she'd have her pick of destinations. Instead, she's finding out that character matters more than stats. In a league where chemistry is crucial, the Fever's transformation from a team players want to leave to a destination for elite talent has been remarkable too.
Watch.
Clark's arrival obviously played a huge role in that, but the organization's commitment to building something special has been evident throughout the process. If Ms. Mann does end up in Indiana, it would send a clear message to the rest of the league that the Fever are serious about competing at the highest level. It would also show other potential free agents that Indianapolis is a place where elite players want to play. The fan reaction to this potential signing would be incredible, too. Fever fans have been through a lot over the years, and adding a player of Missy Mann's caliber would energize the entire fan base. The combination of Clark and Ms. Mann would make for must-see basketball.
From a
basketball perspective, the fit makes perfect sense. Miss Mann's skill set complements what the Fever already have, and her experience would be invaluable in high-pressure situations.
she's
Played in finals, she's won championships, and she knows what it takes to perform when the stakes are highest. The business side of this potential move is interesting too. Adding a player like Ms. Mann would likely increase ticket sales, merchandise, revenue, and overall fan engagement. The Fever have already seen a massive boost in all those areas since Clark arrived, and adding another marquee player would only amplify that effect. For Dana Bonner, watching all this unfold from the outside has to be torture. She gave up her spot on a team that's building something special, and now she might have to watch as they add elite talent and make a championship run. Without her, that's the kind of regret that keeps you awake at night. The lesson here is pretty clear. Don't quit on your team when things get tough.
the
WNBA is a league built on relationships, and